Hello. My name is Heather Askin, and this is my channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. If this is the first time that you've stumbled across one of my videos in this little corner of the World Wide Web that we all lovingly refer to as YouTube, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. I hope you'll find this video informative and entertaining enough that you will want to hit that subscribe button and change the notification bell to all so that you never miss the release of one of my videos in the future. If you are a returning viewer, otherwise known as my treasures, welcome. So happy that you are here with me once again. If you are watching this over on In Rose's Garden, that is Rosanna Bradford's channel. That is because I am streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right smack dab in the middle of our times. Normally she's on at 9 a.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time, and she is on, and then I'm on at 11 a.m. So instead, I'm coming on at 10 o'clock so that it kind of like bridges that gap. This is a little more, no, it's okay. I was gonna say that's a little more open than I like it, but it's not. It's fine. Sorry, I'm a little frazzled. Right before we went on, my hair thing like miraculously just went and broke, and I was like, oh crap, what am I gonna do now? So this is what we're gonna do today. Today we are going to do a good old-fashioned bracelet bash with items from this month's Bargain Bead Box, Saguaro Sunset. So I figured that bracelets bashes are far and away not necklace videos. So I felt like I could do this. Proof, that's what broke. I was prepared, but I am mad at myself because yesterday I saw a packet of charms that were cactuses, and I thought I put them on my mat for today, and now I cannot find them anywhere, and I really wanted to use them. So that's a bummer, but I'm sure I'll find them and we can use them later on this month. Now we're going to do a few different types of bracelets, which we will go into as soon as I go and see who all is here. Put the comments up on the screen so that everybody can see everybody's, regardless of what channel you're watching on. If you wouldn't mind at least going and hitting the like button on the other channel. And if you're beading later and wouldn't mind a little background noise, watch it on the other channel so we both get the views. I would greatly appreciate it, and so would Rosanna. You can even mute the volume. It does just as much good for us. It doesn't matter if it's muted. So turn your radio on, mute the volume on YouTube, and do it. So yes. Yeah, I just did. Can everybody see the chat? I hope everybody can see the chat. Let me say hello to everybody, regardless of which channel they're on. We have Leah, Barbara, Willow, Beth, Gracia, hello. Leah, Heather, I think I said Leah twice. You got DT boxes. What do you mean you got DT boxes? What are DT boxes? Oh, we have a new person. Hi, Tina. Coast Home, what is your name? Welcome. I'm so happy to have you with us. Oh, also, I always forget to mention this. If you are looking for a group of fun, beady-minded people with nearly no rules, there's only one rule, in a Facebook group, no posts, no, you can't post this, you can post that, none of that. There's a link in the description box below. It's Beading Besties. It is not one person's channel. I started it, but we have an admin panel of 5 people, myself, Becky and Jenny from Becky and Jenny Beading Together, Rosanna from In Rose's Garden, and Beth from Beth's Perfect Harmony, are all on the admin team. We've had it for over a year now, maybe even longer than that. Time goes so fast. The only thing the admin team has ever had to do is approve new memberships. So over there, you are allowed to post your website, your Etsy, your Facebook page, your Instagram, your Shopify, your website. You can even post your items for sale in Beading Besties. The only rule is A, everybody please remain kind and respectful to others, and B, once the talk of money changing hands begins, that needs to happen outside of Beading Besties, so that there is no confusion that the Facebook group is responsible for any type of financial transaction. That won't be happening. But outside of that, it is great. Hi, Beth. Can everybody see the chats? And did I miss Coastal letting us know what her name was? Diana. Hello, Diana. I'm so happy that you're here. Yeah, so that Facebook group link is in the description of this video. As I was saying at the beginning, I decided that we were going to do a bracelet batch today, making several different bracelet styles from using boxes from, why is my thing not automatically scrolling down? This is annoying. Get all the way to the bottom. There we go. You can see chat. Okay, good. Everybody make sure that you see hello to Diana. We love new members. New viewers. I believe Rosanna's channel is also linked in the description box. If not, I just threw something across the room. Oh no. I hope that's not something I need for today. It might be. I might have to go grab that. I apologize. Just a second, and I will. No, I don't want that part. I just want that part. In case you are watching on In Rose's Garden, this is my channel link. And then, hold on, I'm going to grab Rosanna's. In case you are watching on my channel, you can go visit her channel. No, don't. Sorry. I just want her channel, thank you. We don't need to play the video. Okay. Control copy. Use your toes, right? Girl, you know. I'll do whatever it is I need to do to find that. I'm hoping it was just this one thing. Okay. I think it was just this one thing, which isn't anything I needed today, but better be safe than sorry, right? So I wanted to do a couple of different kinds of necklaces. We'll do a couple stringing probably. And then I'm going to do a simple knotted leather bracelet. And then I don't know, maybe a stretch bracelet. We'll see. Hello, Rosanna. Welcome. So, Rosanna is here, yes, but in the comments because she is on a month-long trip to Scotland. And then once they're done with that, they're going for another 10 days to Ireland. So she's out hobnobbing with the Scots. So, but like I said, I shared both channel links, so we get it together. Oh, and anybody who would like to participate in a thing where in the chat box, or not in the chat box, like on my community. I want to create a list of like my friends' channels. So if you'd like to be part of that, I've got to like figure out exactly how to do that within the community tab. But once I have, I'd like to share as many channels as I possibly could, as I possibly can. I can't believe that I put those, but I can't remember where I put those cactus charms. I had a design I wanted to use them for. And I'm really annoyed right now. We might do 2 simple knotted bracelets. Okay, let's just get down to the mat and get started, right? Okay. Let me make sure Pixie's in a good spot. I think this will be good because I typically work, that will keep me on screen. Alrighty. And I won't just be using stuff from Bargain Bead Box. I'll be pulling stuff from my stash and things like that, but I will be using my beads from the Bargain Bead Box. So you guys might all remember this from an earlier video that I made. I'm showing it because now I'm going to take it apart. I forgot to grab another strand of these when I was at Bernie's Beads, which is my local bead shop here. I'm going to remake this. I just need to get more of these beads, but in the meantime, I would also like to be able to design with these purple beads. So I'm going to pull it apart because even though I get 2 subscriptions, I even grabbed extra of the matte beads because of the matte Riverstone, even though I got shiny in all of the sizes, because I don't know, this matte doesn't look matte to me. It looks more, if I had to like look at it and guess without knowing what it was, like if I took a picture of it, I'd swear that it was that they were silicone beads, which I know they're not, but that's what they look like to me. So I just completely lost my train of thought. I apologize. I hate when that happens. It's so annoying. Anyways, I want to design with these again. I got more of those beads. I like them. I even told Rosanna, who does not like matte beads, that I thought these were ones that she might just want to keep because they are not your typical matte bead. They don't look dusty, dirty, whatever. And it might be because it's a one color like design. Hi, Mary. So let me scooch those out of the way, and then we will get to the point of today. So we have these beautiful crystals in the box. They're very pretty. I can be snobby when it comes to AB finishes. They're not always my favorite, but I like these particular crystals. And I found this strand of moonstone faceted coins, and I thought they'd make an interesting combination with these. And this is a good example of, even if you don't like the theme of a particular bargain bead box, or you don't like all of the beads, some of your customers might, and B, pull it apart and look at them as individual components rather than a whole, like, that's the, Heather, you can talk. as instead of looking at it as an entire box. Break down the beads bead by bead, look at them separate from the rest of the beads in the box, and see how you think that they could go together best. Let's grab some, I think my turquoise string isn't really, I need to get down to Bernie's and or order some more silver online. Oh, do you want a turquoise one? Over there. But this one is just going to be a simple stringing project. Like I said, I want to kind of hit as many different levels of based on how long we've all been doing this and whatnot. So I do think that I want to keep some copper in. So there were these copper seed beads in the other necklace that I just took apart, and I'm going to add those in between each of the beads. So this one is going to be easy peasy. I do want a charm for the middle. Let me see. What was that for? In a minute. I think this looks kind of like beachy. So this little dolphin charm will serve as our focal. I'm going to get a really small jump ring. Wire. You put all your wire away where it belongs. Okay, just made a small little jump ring. Really quick. To attach. And I want it very small. I don't want it to be part of the design or anything like that. I want the charm to be able to stand alone in the design. That's cutters, not your other pliers. Okay. Put this jumper on. That is going to be really tiny. It barely fit over the ring. It's fine. Okay. Do I want to? I actually might want to do silver, not copper, since I'm going to use a silver charm. So I just had those out. I don't want anything like big. So I just want the beads to be able to kind of stand alone. I don't think these are my little, that's okay. Looking at it, these turquoise beads may fit on leather, and if they do on like 1mm leather, we're gonna have to play with that because that would be really pretty. These are just some finely faceted, box faceted, meaning that the facets are in the shape of a box. You can have things like the crystal beads are triangle faceted. So yeah. Hi, Cynthia. I'm sorry I missed you popping in. And like I said, this one is going to be a stringing project. I think these colors are very pretty together. They're just both calming and nice. And like I said, I want to hit a few different levels of difficulty, but I believe everything that I'm showing today uh, could be something that anybody on their journey of jewelry making should be able to do. So that'll be fun. Hello, can you? Oops, I put 2 beads on. No. I could have done this with mother of pearl too. That also would have been pretty. And what I might have to do with some of the rest of my beads. But like I said, I just want to keep this one we're starting out more simple. And by the time we're done, we will have a strung, at least one, a knotted, a wire one. So I'm hoping, and a stretch bracelet is the plan. Those are the 4 different ones that I want to do today. So I'm so excited to get my companion bundles, and it looks like, because I messaged them soon enough, that they'll all be sent, that both will be sent out together, which is good. At least that's what it appears to be so far. There's only one thing on my informed delivery. If you don't know what informed delivery is, you can go on the United States Post Office website and you can apply for informed delivery, which is a service they offer that lets you see what mail you have coming or that came out, and both packages that have already been delivered, but packages that are coming too. And you can add little like delivery things, like I asked for all packages to be delivered at the front door and not the mailbox because of my disabilities. Though my mailman is really good. Even when I forget to set that up, he usually still gets it there. Okay. One more moonstone. And then I'm going to check the length, but this should be just about good for a necklace. I mean, a bracelet. And of course, my bracelet mandrels all the way on the corner of the desk. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So it's a good idea to use a bracelet mandrel because sizing bracelets can be one of the most difficult things as a young beader. And mostly because I'm going to need 2 more on each side, I think. Because it's not about the length of the bracelet, it's about the inner diameter, because half of your bead is taking up real estate on the inside of your bead, of your piece, and you've got to account for that. So I helped design this for a former colleague. I still have them. They're $15 if anybody is interested in purchasing one. I purposely designed it to not have the stair steps, and I know that other people put this out as well. I know this. But this is the one that I did. This is a black one. I put some pink paint, acrylic paint over the numbers and then wiped it off very quickly so that I could see the numbers easier. I have it in onyx, sand, and misty gray. But this way you can literally just slide it on and you're good to go. If we do another run of them, we're going to do it that goes a little bit bigger, because the average anklet needs to be somewhere between 8.5 and 9.5 inches or bigger. So if it comes all the way over this lip, you're at 9 inches, but I would like it to be easier. And the other thing is that I would do centimeters on the back of it to make it a little bit easier. Okay, did I put the extra beads on both of them? No. So this side. Figure if I do multiple types of designs, then there should be something for everybody. Okay, let's see, we're right at about 6 1/4, which is good because now we can just put our crimps on and our clasp and we should be good to go. Also, you've ever struggled with a magical crimper, I did as well. And I bought multiple of them because they just didn't seem to work for me as easily as they did for others. And I couldn't figure out why. So I ordered a bunch of different ones and was surprised to see that they are all made by the same company. They just are under other names. And one of them are literally under the name generic, but it still comes in a beadsmith package. But it's different because the one that I learned on everything else, the jaw right here is twice as wide as these. So on the other, there would be a spot, a little lip right there, which would basically cause, you think I'd keep this spacer out, because I try to say this every time. I will stop eventually, but it would create these little divots out on the top and the bottom. So I could typically get one crimp that looked well, and then the second crimp never looked right, and I would restring projects over and over again. And I was wasting a lot of money on both stringing materials as well as on the crimps themselves, because they're not cheap. Especially if you use Softflex or Beadalon. And the Beadsmith crimps never crimped correctly either. So with this one, you'll see, I used to even put what I call the helper strand in every time I crimped because my crimps seemed to come out more oval rather than round, and I didn't understand why. But with this one, I don't have to do either. I crimp it once, crimp it twice, and that's usually all I need to do. And I still sometimes am just so used to going around so many times that I still do it. But I am now getting a perfect little round bead, which was the point of the magical crimper. So if you have problems, let me know. I'll send you the link. It's on Amazon. It's not an affiliate link because I don't know how to set that up. And people have sent me the instructions. I have memory recall. issues that make it difficult to learn new skills, especially when it comes to technology. So, oh, I want to put my clasp on, and then I can attach the spring to the other side. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and recrimp the one side because I want to direct connect that little closure inside. It's more secure than a jump ring because it's a closed ring situation. So I'll just be careful, though I have more than enough wire to recrimp the other side. I will come in here. And you still have to center your crimp in here, but yes. The link for the Facebook group is down in the description box. Just scroll out or scroll down and you should be good to go. Okay, I missed something. Hold on, let me crimp this and then I'll go back and see what's going on in the comments. But I know there were people that didn't have a problem with their magical crimper, which is totally fine. I only did this for my benefit, but shared the information on the website on my channel so that if anyone else was having the same issue, they would have a remedy for it. So I'm gonna finish this and then I'll go and see what everybody's talking about. In case there's something I need to see. Okay. I like to put it in bracelet size, and if it will stay there and not spring back open, then I know that it's, it's like the right size. Get out of there. No. Anybody else talk to their beads like they can respond? Okay. There is bracelet number 1. Using the turquoise crystals, a little 3 dolphin symbol, and the moonstone, the faceted moonstone. Okay, let's go see. The closest I come to hanging a pistol in front of the window. Hello, Mary, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the memory wire, sun catchers are easier. You make more complicated. The last one took you 10 days to make, Mary. I hope you posted it online. Yeah, there is one on the community. Hello, Cynthia. I believe I already got you. But we definitely want to see what sent us, and mine would just be Oh, your magical crimper was set out? That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, you need to get in touch with your post office because it's an option. So yes, and if you fill out a form, especially, you can go and add them. Here, I'll show you. Just a second. I'm gonna log into the website first, just so I can show you. Okay, and then I'll come back over here and I will screen share. Okay. Add to page. Full screen layout. Okay, so this is the post is just there. You can go, you'll see informed delivery is up here. You fill out the form and then they send you a code in a letter that you get in just a few days, and then you have to put that in so they know that the person who registered is at that address. But once you register or sign in, I will show you real quick. Oh, it wants to send me a code. See? Where'd my phone go? I don't care if you guys see it because you don't know the rest of my stuff, so it's fine. Remember my device. Okay. So once you've logged in and you go to inform delivery, and it's going to make me sign in again. That's the one thing that drives me crazy about, well, there's more than one, but anyways, once you go here, you can see your packages and what's on the way. You can click on the arrow, and then I've already done it, and you can only set it one time. You can go in and hit add delivery instructions, and I've already done it, but you'll have here, let me go to the other one that I've already gotten, but I don't think, I know they're not, I don't know how to put it, I'm sorry. You can also do things like okay, so I know that this is Bargain Bead Box, so you can go and click and give it a nickname. So then I know I do that, so I know which packages are which. So, but it's a really cool and easy thing. You can also see like what mail pieces you had, like all the junk mail. Not that anybody wants to see that, but yeah. Okay, do anybody have questions? No, the with the Americans Disability Act, hon, they have to. That's the whole point of that. I'm blanking on if it was Carter or Nancy Reagan, but they were the I think it was Nancy Reagan. That was the creators of the American Disability Act. I believe they had a daughter that was disabled. Unless it was Mrs. Carter. I'm gonna forget. Okay, like I said, we might use those again, but I also thought that it would be pretty to use some of the little hishis. I'm looking for something to put these in so they don't go flying everywhere. Here's an empty spot. But yeah, informed delivery is nice. It takes out a lot of the steps of like having to put the tracking number in order to track it, leading up to the time that it gets delivered, all of that kind of stuff. So, it's nice to have it, but Willow, you're interested in getting the link for this? I can grab it real quick. It doesn't take me long. You think that, oh, I was gonna say, you'd think I'd know to have it put someplace, but not always the case. Come on, Amazon. And it's going to look yellow on when you pull it up, but everybody else that have gotten this specific one, they've all had purple handles. The yellow handles are a white label or an approved distributor. And those handles are yellow, but those are just like the other ones. But those are for the crimpers that I just had. All right. So I said I wanted, no, I'm going to do red with the turquoise. Going back and forth on if I want to use like my turquoise. I think I do. Because I happen to have this little butterfly charm that I could hang this teeny tiny teardrop to. But I think I have a nicer one. I thought I was going to keep it out. I thought I had kept it out. I mean, oh, it's up here. So I have this really pretty, is that going to fit? It may not fit. I might have to use a pointier one. Just a second. Because you just kind of have to like string it through with wire. I might not be able to use that charm. Okay. It's fine. We don't have to use this charm. Alrighty. And we don't have to use the real turquoise, so we're good there. But I still might. And if I did forget to say so, all of the pieces that I make on my channel are for sale unless otherwise stated. I know I don't have to use this. I'm trying to think of another way to put something here, like maybe do a small wire wrap on one side, make a V, and then have it go back up and through and wrap on the other side. But then I'm like, is that going to be too long for the wrist? So that's what I'm contemplating right now. So while I contemplate that, let's go on to the black leather bracelet that we will make using leather. Obviously, I just said black leather, but this is 1.5, but I have my 1mm right here too. I'm curious. Yeah, the 1mm should go through because the 1.5mm almost did go through. So sorry, I cannot find my black leather, and I don't. I have 1mm right there, but I was gonna do. I wanted to use a higher thickness because I'm just gonna use those, and then I have large hole beads. I wish I could say this wasn't a usual issue with me, but it is. Sometimes I don't get my items out. Now, this is turquoise leather instead. No, I'm just gonna use the natural. The natural look pretty. It doesn't have to be black. Okay. Doesn't have to be black. I want to attach this in the middle to kind of make it mimic the bow shape. And I want to try to do it in a way that when I'm done, there could be like two little pieces that hang down. So I'm thinking I might create a jump ring that just lets these, that keeps those touching. And then I can do a knot around the center and have the leather pieces hanging down. So because I don't know how big of a jump ring that's gonna be, we might have to play a little bit while we're figuring it out. So that one looks like it will be too little, and also that's not the wire thickness I would like. So let's grab the 18 gauge copper wire and my 6-step veil making pliers. I really am liking these a lot. He washed my handle covers. I just don't think he brought them back to me. Okay, so I made these loops using the second step. And I'm just going to go back and forth to make sure that where they come together does not have this little like roof triangle situation at the top. But whenever I cut jump rings, and these aren't very sharp cutters, these ones are better, I think. I always make sure, okay, so like you can see that's flush cut. When I turn it around to do the other side, I like to go, see how that end is just pushing in, and then I do a very small adjustment, and then you'll see that my two ends are very close together. And if all I simply do is flatten them, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to flatten so you can see how close they are. And that's without any movement, anything. They're just that close together, which allows you to have the roundest jump ring possible. All right, let's see here. Here, this is going to be big enough, but the third step is going to be too big. Maybe not. Let's see. On to the next. Only because it jumps from 3mm to 5mm is the only reason I say that. And when you're making jump rings, you always want the barrel that you're going to wrap around like furthest away from your body. And then you're just going to want to start going around. And you'll see a second ago, it tried to go to the outside to do the next wrap. And you don't want that unless you're making a very small number of them. And that's because you'll run out of room and then you'll have to take it off over and over. Also, you can see this one isn't pulled tight, but that's okay. When I do it, I like to hold the wire in my hand and like provide tension as I'm wrapping. That helps to work harden, as does the opening and closing motion of the jaws as you cut. And then I'm going to cut it to where the first side will be flush. And then I go right into it. And again, I go to where I can see that. I rotate ever so slightly. Then I go and I just cut off the tented look. I don't like, this is all the waste that I have when I cut off the end. That's it. And it's something that will come with experience. Like anything else, practice makes progress. But the good thing about being able to make your own jump rings and other findings is that it is a surefire way to make sure that your metals all match. And sorry, I have a very bad habit of not being able to just make the number of jump rings that I need. I always have to do a couple extras just in case. Okay, open this up. Let's try again. Put that on. Put that on. This is what I was afraid of. So now it's way too big. But that might give me the room I need to do my knot. Because these were the second step, right? Not the first step. Yeah, that's what I thought. So those are 3mm, so I need a 4mm one. This goes against everything I just said about your jump rings matching up, but I'm wondering if I can't just take a little bit off and like use my pliers to finish wrapping the sides together. Not saying it'll be the prettiest thing, but it might just do the job. Oh, I have oval ones. I don't know where they are, but I have oval ones. That probably, well, they might be too big for this too. Okay, so 5mm were too big. Hopefully this is a better fit. Come on, dude, you're supposed to stay down. Okay, I'm gonna switch hands or switch. I will hold on to this side with my sturdier plier, which is the flathead. I think they're gonna fit if I can just get them together. Okay, got it. Got it, got it, got it. It's just wire. You can tell it what to do. Oh, yeah, that would have been smart, huh? Hi, Beverly. Grab the second iced coffee my hubby makes me every morning. It's actually the night before, but yeah. Okay, so now we have that. Now I've got to figure out how to knot it so that there are strings that hang down. I could just do a barrel knot over the top, and then I would have the two strings. Yeah, that's what I'm using. Okay, I'm gonna pull out a metal tube bead. Kelly Sutton coined these as barrel knot tubes. I say metal tube bead because I want my viewers to be able to find them to purchase them. These have a 2 millimeter diameter, inner diameter, so they'll work for 2 millimeters. I need to cut it off the spool. And that's no disrespect to her. I've literally watched every single one of every video she's ever made. I adore her. We are friends. But yeah. Okay, let's see. We're gonna take that. We're gonna pull the top strand around and under. Make sure that your other piece of leather is paying attention. You go once, twice, and when you go twice, you need to go towards your left hand. Unless you're left-handed, then go towards your right hand. And I normally only do 2 wraps, but because I want this to be the center of a bow, I'm going to go ahead and do 3 in the hopes that it'll be the right size for the middle. And I'm going to pull that down a little bit. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it to go the other way. Try again, right? And I know that there are some people that prefer to have a pattern completely done ahead of time and everything else, but the vast majority of my viewers like seeing how the design process goes. So I start with an idea, and if it doesn't work, then I go on to it. I don't know why I didn't do what I'm about to do from the beginning, because I probably won't even need this jump ring. I can just go like that. I'm going to pull it more centered so that I have a longer end, and then I can just go and create my barrel knot here once, twice, 3 times, and come around. I had to switch hands to hold on to it. I don't normally do that. Okay, so nope, that puts it. We might have to scrap. Let me take this jump ring off and see what it's looking like without it. Okay, if we just have the leather. Anybody have any ideas of how I would do this? Because I just want the knot to be the center of the bow is what I'm trying to do. Okay, that might not be possible. Which is okay. Let's see. If you bead around it, then it would be a Venetian mask. Oh, wait, what? It looks like sunglasses. Yeah. I want it to look like a bow. My dog's is dreaming. And it must be a spicy dream. They're like, they're so creepy. Okay. Trying to see. Think, Heather, think. This was supposed to be the easy bracelet. Let's see here. The jump ring doesn't look bad. It's just I wanted to have the leather like coming down. I thought it would be pretty. Okay, we have to do both sides separately, so I'm going to start there for a moment. You're going to want to pull off, I would say, 18 inches-ish. You know I always go a little bit over. I'm going to grab some of these large hole turquoise beads that I got. And these are, in fact, actual turquoise. Or so the website says. Oh my goodness gracious. So you've got your 18 inches. You're going to want to offset it with about 4 inches on the bottom and the rest up top, because we're going to be knotting with this, the longer strand of the two. So just go ahead and put it through. I could also do it with the small side coming out. And then, yes, we would essentially have Spider-Man. Or a Venetian mask. Wire up underneath it, but include the back of the knot of the bow in there, and then trim it off so the wire doesn't show on the front. I don't know, maybe. Let me think. Oh, thank you, Mary. You're sweet. That's what I try to do. I try to like, okay, if I can't figure it out, then possibly one of you guys can, or it'll make you go, oh, wait, let's try this. So I'm going to start with the barrel knot. We're just going to do barrel knots here, but we're going to include the turquoise beads. We're going to go around once and around twice. I am a 2-time wrap girl. I will show you why in just a minute, and I'll go over the knot again. I'm sorry. I went really fast there. Okay. So this is what the right side looks like on a double wrap, which is very nice. But on the back, you get this crisscross, and it only happens on the double. If you wrap it 3 times, then one side of this X will have another piece of leather next to it. I really like the way this looks. It looks like a leather spacer bead to me, doing it that way. So now, if you don't like the loop, you can adjust the loop side using the short strand. We're going to tighten with the top strand or the large strand. And then we're going to take one of our pieces of turquoise. It's better be turquoise for what I paid for it, I'll tell you that much. But sometimes turquoise is one of the most it's one of the most faked beads there is. You can see them in magnesite, you see them with dyed howlite. There are other ways that they do it. It makes me sad, especially being here in Arizona, where we have several turquoise mines. Okay, now I'm holding this at an angle. I like the straight tubes. Kelly taught using a round tube like this. Sorry. See, I might have you a little too far back today. Using a curved one, which does help when you're using a bead. I just like holding it in between my second finger and my thumb, because my first finger and my thumb are holding the bead, and this gets me as close to that bead as you can get. So once, twice, you're going to go in through the back of the tube, pull it out holding onto your knot. Haven't gone all the way yet. What the heck? I just don't think I have it tight enough yet. What's it doing? Okay, well, I have no idea what I did. I am not digging my nail into the leather as I'm taking this off. So you want to avoid doing so. I'm using it to simply push the leather. And this is the way you undo a barrel knot. You just push the top down. See, I had it too tight. Doing it the way I just showed. I can't get my pliers under there. There we go. I just take one strand out at a time. I don't understand what I did, but it's okay because I don't want to do it again. I have no idea. This looks like it's a double wrap barrel knot, so that's weird. Okay, there we go. All done. Let's try that again. We're going to hold our tube bead. We're going to go underneath and around once, underneath and around twice. I think this must have gotten caught up or something, or I pushed the short. Oh, are you serious? Oh my. Was it confirmed by her family? It's not like a spoof. Next to Betty White, she is my favorite of that generation. Betty White and I actually were born on the same day. We're birthday buddies, but they both had that little naughty sense of humor. I'm sure there will be multiple memorials for her. plus at Dollywood, but in my book, she's a national treasure. And I wouldn't at all mind if they were to, okay, this is all soft now. I always leave extra so that I can go in and cut it at a point. I'm going to do the other strand too. And then I'll put those two, the two pieces through the bead at the same time using the cut end. And then I can just pull, usually, the longer scrap through. You just want to make sure that it's not tangled up so you don't get any extra knots that you weren't intending nor wanting. Oh, that's such a bummer. Some of my favorite, and I know this is way before my generation, but I love watching them. I love her on like, oh my goodness, Johnny Carson. Oh, she doesn't have any kids, Cheryl? How did I not know that? I know she's Miley Cyrus's godmother. Oh, that's just so sad. I feel like her and Betty White made a lot of what, and Joan Rivers too, but made like the it okay for women to make jokes or double entendres or whatever else. Like, I feel like the three of them did that for all of us, which is good because women have been talked about in such manners for ever. So, okay. Probably gonna need two more after this. So a total of 5, which is good because I like odd numbers. 2. If I need to slow this down, I can. Yeah, she was 80. Exactly. She is singing for Jesus now. She was also great in Steel Magnolias. Yeah, a lot of people of my generation, like, they don't know what inside the actor's studio is, which blows my mind because I kind of pattern Beading Besties. Like when I interview another designer on my channel, and I say interview, but it is a conversational interview. It's not like an interview, but yeah, I might have needed to keep this side a little bit longer, but we will see. Stitch that up. Okay. Put these ends back together. Put on the next bead, and then I might go and put the 4 on the other side. Ugh, this is the only thing about cutting the ends. They get flimsy real fast. But I always put extra length on my leather because of things like that, so that I can cut them back. Okay, let's go to the other piece. 18 inches. You can probably cut it back a little. I just wouldn't cut it back. I would say, like, I don't know, 15 inches would be okay. Okay, we're going to pull this out again. I'm going to pull a little bit more. I don't want to jinx myself, though, now that I cut the length down. We'll see, though. Okay, nope, on the bottom. Start with our first one by going underneath the tube bead and over the other strand of leather. You're going to go on the inside of that. And then when you bring it back around, you're going to go into the back of the tube. Don't go through the front of the tube. You'll have a mess. And it won't look pretty, obviously. Oh, can't believe that. Nashville's crying today, that's for sure. I want to make sure I didn't cut this too short. I think I did. I left too much. I didn't leave enough space on the shorter strand. And I'm kind of panicking that I won't have enough leather, so I might cut another piece and use this one, cut them down for earrings or something. So I think I want to go back to the 18 inches just to be on the safe side. Because the second I cut the leather, all of a sudden it's not going to be long enough. So I'll go back to 18 inches. Ugh. Right? Yes. Okay. That should be good. I love, you guys know what? I don't know if any of you even know who Post Malone is, but he was originally not country music, though he wanted to be a country artist and was basically told he was too tattooed and too this and too that for country music. And so he sang other types of music. I don't know if he was a rapper or what. My daughter's a big fan of his, but he decided to come out with a country album like he always wanted to do. And there were a lot of country artists that came on that album and did duets with him. And when I say like heavily tattooed, I mean like his face is tattooed several times. Dolly Parton is one of the artists, country artists, that went on his first country EP or LP, which I just think, what are you doing, Heather? You need to go through the bead, not the tube bead. Oh my goodness. Ugh. But she came on, like Tim McGraw went on and sang a song with him. and all sorts of like country artists from another generation, country artists. So, like, I just have a lot of respect. Dang it. I have a lot of respect for the fact that she was willing to do that. So, I love that song too, Gracia. We should all watch it tonight. That would be great. We could start a messenger group message that we could all be in, typing back and forth as we watch it if you guys would like to. Then it'll be like we're celebrating her life together, you know? Just an idea. Any of you be interested in doing so? I think that could be a lot of fun. Islands in the Stream, yeah. Emily Ann Roberts, she was, I can't remember if she was the winner of season 9 or a runner up, but of The Voice, she was on Blake's team, and the two of them sang Islands in the Stream together. Love it. She has some. I just rediscovered her, so I talk about her a lot, I know, but that's what happens when I rediscover. She's a yeehaw meemaw, she calls herself, because she's into gardening and crocheting and all of that kind of stuff. She doesn't really like to go out or anything like that. But yeah, that's very true, Rosanna. That's very true. Leah, I've done that a time or two. I was just saying, if you wanted, yeah, I knew that, Rosanna. I also just not trying to be crap, like not trying to be any kind of anything. But I love that she made more jokes about her boobs than men did. She beat them to the punch every time. Oh, you gotta nod it first. See, I'm all distracted now. I said we were doing 4 bracelets and we're not even done with 2. Been on an hour and a half. I apologize. The wire one is also an easy one that shouldn't take much time. Well, for me to demo it. I'm not gonna do the entire process because A, it's hard to do on our camera, and B, what the heck? Wow. If you're doing it my method, you gotta make sure that the second strand is right up against the bead, not up against the other side. Exactly. Like I said, her and Betty White and Joan Rivers, they were the women who kind of started out that just because we're ladies doesn't mean, you know, we got to be all prim and proper and seen but not heard kind of thing. They were who they were and did so unapologetically. So I respect the hell out of them all for that. Okay. No, not. And then I'm going to measure this and see where we're at. I know that it's gonna. This is a perfect example of, or will be, of why it's better to measure beads by, or bracelets by the inner diameter. We could even do a couple of jump rings down the middle and it would still be pretty. I got a whole mess of these coming. I can't, like, I'm excited about it. Something making me not able to be up against my bed. Oh, I didn't do the fourth knot on this side. Let me see. I know I just got through saying that. It would be the inner diameter, but I just want to get a gauge of the length right now so that I have a better idea, because if it's not even oh yeah, no, we should be just fine doing the fifth bead. And you don't even have to use two of the links to do this kind of a bracelet. You can just do one. And just have the leather attached on either side. Heck, you can also make it the clasp and just put a more, like if you happen to have a decorative antique copper ring, you could just attach that on the other side and come around and clip to this, and that could be really pretty. I might have to do that. Okay, one more bead. I hope she just passed, like, peacefully. I haven't heard that she was sick or anything, but I haven't really been following along with life. Oh wait, dang it, Heather, you forgot. Okay, again, I'll teach you how to undo a barrel knot. Just put your, see how easy it normally is? That's why I don't know what I did. And I'm not pinching. I'm just holding and coaxing them up. Like so. I just haven't been keeping up with pop culture because most of it's all negative. So I'd rather not. But okay, the reason I undid that is because I want to create a loop right here, and then that's how we will attach, that's how we'll close up our bracelet. But I think I should put the fifth bead on here before I do that, and just attach these with a jump ring real quick just to see where we are lengthwise. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do real quick. Grab the okay. Okay, let's see where we're at. So we're at 5 3/4. Granted, I don't have the fifth bead on this side yet, but I think that will be good. I think this is gonna call it good. Now I'm looking at it. As much as I like the bow idea, I kind of like the look of this. And then I can use multiple jump rings, as well as I think the smaller jump rings I made might fit around both sides of this because it's thinner than the other side. So I'm going to check and see if that is in fact the case. Nope. I feel like it's really close, but no. So, where did you put those oval jumpers, Heather? I got them from Randy over at Thunder Horse Descendants. Nope, but let me see. I believe I found my smallest mandrel. For my oval jump ring, but maybe not. Plus, I have my mandrels for my wire gizmo or whatever it is. Didn't fall, just knocked it over. Now, not me, the bead itself. Sorry, I hope I didn't scare anybody by saying that. Force the size of something. I'm just gonna keep knocking stuff over the whole time. There we go, 4 by 6. That should be good. Sorry about that. I grabbed a couple of the different wiring gizmo mandrels and my 4x6 oval mandrel because I think that's going to be the best fit. So I'm going to try that first. Just a little oval mandrel. They tell you to like stick it in and like bend it there and then start wrapping. Here's the problem. This is not the same size all the way down. This mandrel you can see has jump rings on it that I can't get to come off. My husband just has gotten around to sawing them off. So I will have to be careful when I'm making these that I don't do it too tight. But I want them to be kind of close together. That should be more than enough. Thought I just stuck my thumb again with the wire. I did that the other day. It was bleeding horribly. You wouldn't think that a piece of 18 gauge wire pushing in would make that big of a difference. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Well, that was one. I didn't mean it to be one. Because you kind of have to, for every jump ring you want, I have found, unless you have a double flush cutter, which I do, so why am I not doing that? You almost have to waste an oval with each cut for them to be lined up in the middle. Now, if you have a double flush cutter, it's much easier. I will tell you that you can, I find oval jump rings to be easier to cut using the double flush cutters. You can see that the cut is still off center. Like this one's okay-ish, but it's just, I don't know why, but I have not been able to get like a center cut oval bead on this because the way you have to wrap it. But I'm gonna give it another go real quick and hope that I can get at least 3 would be ideal. But obviously I'd prefer to have more than 3 if at all possible. Flush cut both ends. Grab my mandrel and once again be careful not to wrap them too tight or they will get stuck. See what I mean? Oh, I was careful and still wanted to give me issues. Okay, cut this one over here because I don't. Okay. Oh, come on, don't start being a pill now. Again, I don't know. I think that it's going to take a saw to get these actually down the center, but these are good enough. Mm-hmm. As long as they're not too big. That's the bigger concern for me right now. All that, and that's too big. I don't want it that loose in the middle. I don't like the way it looks. So now we're going to see what I'm going to match up the end of my other, like, mandrels. That one is slightly bigger than the second step. This one is much bigger than the second step, which I don't want. I want it somewhere in the middle. Let me see this one. This one looks like it will be good. I think this one, it should be good. We'll see. I won't wrap it as many times, but we know for sure. Wait, what happened? I'm over here worried about mandrels. I obviously missed something. Okay, that is the right size. Sorry, I wasn't on camera, but I was just cutting jump rings. I apologize. So that's all I was doing, I promise. Get all the mandrels off my desk, but together so I can put them away together. Don't lose them. Okay. I'm probably going to go ahead and try to add as many jump rings as will fit on here. So I think it will make the center look cool. to have like all the multiple jump rings there. I think I'll be able to get at least one more. I'm hoping for two. One more, please fit, please fit. Then we can make the loops, add the um four might be all we're gonna get though. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to force it. It will just keep it from moving around too much. Okay, now that that's on, I want to go ahead and measure this again so that I have a better idea of where, yeah, okay, I can add the fifth bead on both sides. That's great. And then I will make the loops and we'll have enough room for our clasps. I kind of want to use the hook that came with this month's box if it's not gonna look too big. That way I'm using multiple components. Can you just get where you're supposed to be? I think it might be too big and put way too much length on. I might have to keep it to 4 beads on either side if I wanted to use the hook. Because the hook itself is going to add almost a full inch. And I still need to do the loops. It's right at 6 inches. I think I'm going to try. Because I think it will be really pretty. It's ridiculously long. I can always unknot it. And try again. Oh, oops, wrong way. I will just try to make my loops as small as I can make them. But still allow movement, obviously. Okay. Around once. Around twice. Let's bring it up and around it. The bead on this side, pull our leather through. Okay. I think I did a darn good job at getting that loop right up against that bead and keeping the loop small. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. We're gonna try to do the same on the other side and see if this won't be a good length. Okay. Two bead, again, up at an angle. We're going to come down under and around once, around twice. Go. I don't want to tighten them up all the way until I get them measured. Yeah, that's way too big. It's at 7 3/4 and an 8. So do we take off the bead or do we use them as a different class? That's the question right now. Yeah, when Frank Sinatra died, I bawled too. That was the same when John McCain passed away too. You like it as it is. Okay, then I'm gonna pull off that last bead on either side. Just a little tricky because I got so close to the bead, it's gonna be a little bit tricky. I do not know what happened to my Xuron needle nose pliers, but I need to find them or order a new pair. Actually, these might be smaller. These ones lost one of the leaf things, the little springs, so they don't work as good. But I loved these when they did. Okay. Okay. Oh, I have to undo these knots too. Because I don't want two barrel knots right next to each other. So you can definitely go down at least to 15 inches if you're only doing 4 beads. If not, go all the way down to 12. Because as you can see, I still have all of this left, and this is on one side. So 12 inches should be enough to, well, would be enough for 2. Okay. It needs to be on top. The most important part is always to remember to put the cord that you're wrapping around on top. That is the biggest mistake that I have found when I like watch somebody do the barrel knot in an attempt to help. I can usually, that's oftentimes the biggest mistake that people make. And then it doesn't have to be quite so close to this last bead either. I think it went around the wrong. You never know that. I can make barrel knots in my sleep from today's video. Sorry. The knot just doesn't look right. And I'd rather redo it now than to pull it tight and once, twice. There we go. Much better. Other side, other side. This is good because this means I'm able to use two components of the box on this. I know it's not necessary to do so, but sometimes when it's like such a little bit of the box, now that I'm actually entering my pieces for consideration in the design contest and stuff, like, I want to make sure it's not just, well, like the even the leather, not the knotted leather choker I made, it literally just had the teardrop. I posted it because there were people I knew who were interested in it, but I don't want to keep doing that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, once, twice. We'll go back and I will glue these end knots. I don't really find a need to glue all of my knots in a situation like this because the only one that's gonna take any like stress is gonna be the clasp part. But putting them perfect. That's where I wanted it. Right there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Right between 7 and 7 1/4. Hi, Zach. Long time no see. Beth, you didn't call Ruckus. We were all talking about it. So yeah. Yeah, these came in the box. I love them. I bought some extras when I got my companion bundle. Okay, it's 12 o'clock. I've been on for 2 hours. Do you want me to go on with the other bracelet stuff, or are you done for the day? It's completely up to you guys. I've got enough steam that I could make at least one more, if not a couple more. The only bead I'm having trouble with is this one. And I don't know why. I don't like the purple with it. I don't like the teal with it. It's like an off Christmas bracelet kind of thing. Ooh, where are the, wait, where, I wonder where my little pack, where my, spit it out, Heather, my Rondell multicolored beads went. That would have worked. But not for this. But yeah, I'm having a problem with that. You need to go. All right, Mary. Yes, you go get some sleep. Zach said, continue. Gracia said, we'll hang out. Save it for Chris. Yep, that's what snowflakes. That's what I'm saying. Ah, I really like the way this came out. I may take these off and have Steve put them in liver of sulfur and then put them back on. That's it. But I don't even mind the shiny part in the middle. I'm also kind of tempted to just take wire and wrap around it rather than have the jump rings. Because I have some copper wire that's already distressed. Sugar. No, ma'am. She was doing so good. I might have to get up and shut that door so she doesn't keep barking. Okay, next, I thought we'd bring these babies out because I do like these spacers. And what I was thinking we could do with them was that we could just use something very simple. I have some, I think those are gold. These are green goldstone. Let's use those. I was going to say black crystals. Oh, these are just rounds. It still might be okay to just kind of go every other. And then this could be worn at Christmas, but it's not screaming Christmas because these almost look black. I'm going to have to close the door. Not going to let me finish otherwise. Just spot a little something on the way back over. Couldn't see the color. Ooh, these are like a really deep purple. Those would be pretty with the elastic agate. Or speaking of, we could use the elastic agate. Now she's real mad because I shut the door. I hope that's not bothering you. She's just, you need her forever home to come pick her up. I was kind of hoping they would get here sooner rather than later, but that would be so pretty, I think. This would be just another stringing project, but it could still be pretty. Oh, goodness, Miss, stop. All right, let me grab some wire here. Go ahead. Use burgundy, and let's see how this works out. Oh, I like that. Okay, we have those. We have all of these that we can use. And then for the elastic agate, we're going to do a multi-strand. But if I'm maybe I should start with the multi-strand. Yeah, I might want to start with the multi-strands. I have not very good at multi-strands. I typically prefer stackers, but I believe I have an antique copper. If I didn't, I believe I ordered some, so I might take those for them. Okay. No, I probably ordered those. But I think I want to do which you guys like better? Do you like the 3-strand or the 4-strand? This one is 3-strand, and this one is 4-strand. And I'm going to use crystals and Alaskan agate, with also possibly popping in a little something something here or there. I'm leaning towards the 4-strand, which is scaring me. I do have 2 though, so I could do these, or not that. I could do these at the top of the wrist on either side, and I could even just end it with chain for that. Then I would only have to design just that 3 inches right there. So I have multiple sizes of Alaskan agate. All came from Bead Box Bargains, but I bought it all. I bought some of them sooner. I bought other sizes when I got the box, stuff like that. Okay. Yes, these I got from a buyout Bernie had. But I mean, I'm sure you could find them elsewhere. Okay, I'm pretty sure this helps. You'll see they're kind of all together because they were, if you remember correctly, cleaned up quite quickly during a video one day because they were going everywhere. Okay. Yep. See, red jasper. I might use some red jasper, one of the strands too. Okay, so go through. I don't even know that I want like a rhyme or a reason to the pattern. It's like I also have different size nuts on the table. Goodness. So I think I want to design the outer strands and then the inner 2 strands. And keep those separate. Let me get the turquoise out of here real quick. So I do have these really pretty turquoise hearts that were not cheap. They were like $2 a piece or something like that. Now I can scoop these up, which was the whole point of taking the didn't get everything, but it got most of it. The screen, sunstone is just beautiful. Okay, so I have the itty bitty crystals right here. I'm going to need some lengths of wire. I'm probably going to cut about 5-inch pieces because, like I said, I kind of want the back to be chain. Or I can pull the loops together. Yes, 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 yes. I was just conferring with the other expert in the room. Okay, so let's go ahead and I want to print this. I will need more, but I don't want to lose them. Okay, so we're going to go through the top loop right here. We're going to put our print tube on. We'll fold it back on itself. And if I do that, I can't attach directly to chain. It's okay. I will pull out the chain. Would it be silly to use 2 separate chains? Like if they went every other? I think that would be pretty. We will see how long we're going to need it after the first one. If I haven't gotten this twisted in 5 seconds flat, like I always seem to do. And my chain master is not home. But he can untangle the end of that later. Okay. So print that. Cut the excess off. And then we can start stringing. And I want to start with the itty bitties. If I use any of the larger side, then I'll pull it out. But these are just so pretty. And like I said, I don't necessarily want any rhyme or reason to this. I just figure I'll string 3 of the Alaskan agate and then I will go back. Come on. then I will go and find a tiny crystal. And I'm not even going to worry about how these face. And then I'm just going to pick up 3 more. And we're just doing this for across the top of the wrist. I'm just going to make sure that I don't like use 2 beads in the same section. That's the only thing I'm watching out for. And I do have these itty bitty turquoise, but I don't think they'll fit on the medium wire. That's what I was like, well, I have some other small turquoise that I could use, but I will use the Heishi's on either the inner 2 strands or on the every other kind of thing. I kind of like the middle 2 strands to come together in the center and then go back out separately. That's the goal of this. That's the goal I wrote down yesterday before my body just said, no more. I have more of the itty bitties. I'm just not quite sure where they are, which is annoying. I love these like slate blue ones. They're just so pretty. They don't have a lot of pink right here. Look at me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what I'm using. I use mink oil. I took this off. I did not put it through the divider. I'm so upset right now. Ah. Ah. Damn it, Heather. This is what I'd like the center to be. One of these, just right in the center of the 2 inner strands, and then have them go back out. So for those 2 strands, I will probably have to use the fine wire if I'm going to achieve that. Yeah, I know you did, Rosanna, and I even had them pulled out, but they were in their own little thing, but I don't see them sitting up here, and you better believe I'm very annoyed right now. I also have all those little like the various these shades, those could also be kind of part of it. I'm just not sure yet if they'll go with the red jasper. That's not the only like those are the itty bitty ones. Why, you say, do I have these all in the same container? I wish I could tell you. Okay, put this back on. How did I? That was not my intention whatsoever. But the little pile that's left is almost all baby. So at least I have that going for me. I cannot believe I just made that huge mess of crystals. That's garden quartz. Here's the blue. These all go with the shades of the Alaskan agate. That's kind of why I'm pulling them out. I have them in those and sage green. The seed beads will come in handy when we take it down to one strand and back out to two in the center. It'll make that easy. I also have these gorgeous rice beads that are sterling silver, so if I keep them that way, what I'd be doing. All right, let's try this again now, folks. I did not see the other Alaskan agates. Those are too close in color. Yeah, that's pretty. I like it with the tiny ones better. Thank you, Rosanna, for reminding me. Let's make it harder for me to see the hole. There it goes. Bring in that pretty slate blue. No, these will be, it'll just be like, it'll sit on the hand and I'll have one there and another bar over here. And then the 4 strands will just sit on top of your wrist, like so. I am wondering though, if this Alaskan agate here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to do that. Then let's go ahead and use the pretty slate blue and then an itty bitty crystal again. Just to take up a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Back to it. Yeah, these little crystals, they're so pretty. How they got all the detail on them that they managed to boggles my mind. I know they probably just do it with a machine, but still, they're just so little. Okay, we did a light slate blue. What do we have? Like a greenish. Was that too reminiscent? That's too close to the first one. So let's do this beige tone and then we can finish it off. Yes, that will work. Oops. Is Beth still here? And I think this 3 should be the last length we need. And then we can move on to strand number 2 and 3, because they will be pretty close. I just haven't decided if I want to do the red Heishis and just crystals and then go to the heart in the middle, or if I like want to mix in seed beads. I think I might keep it crystal. What do you guys think? Do I keep it crystal? I don't want to. This should be perfect. Okay. Got a good length. Clip it. And then we just have to decide if we want to do these pretties with the, and we could even go to larger crystals. We don't have to use the itty bitties on all of them. But I do also, speaking of itty bitties, I have this strand. So that's why I said I wouldn't need the seed beads, because I have these, which are basically the size of 11 beads. So that's what we have to work with. I'm going to blend this one on the strand since I'm not sure what we're doing with it. I was with a 4mm instead of a 3mm. I will probably need to pull out my Beth, you're still here. Okay, I conferred with Rosanna this morning. Neither of us have used the bronzite beads. We both still have them. It might be pretty to start with the crystal, because then we would have them kind of like butted right up to that. Well, oh, this is only a 3-strand. It's not a 4-strand. Okay, so we don't even have to worry about coming together and coming back out. We can just do this strand, or we can just keep going. Sorry, did not mean to do that. You are round. You are not a bicone at all. I don't know how you got in with my bicones. Nonetheless, you did. Okay. So maybe we are going to use the itty bitties. It's hard to see that they're even bicones. They're so tiny. I think I'll go so long with the crystal, but I want the dark red jaspers. And just go every other in crystal, and then go to the larger crystal, the heart, back to the larger crystal bicone, and then finish up the pattern on the other side. I actually really like this red jasper with these tiny little bicones. I just think they look so pretty, and the light from the crystal is making like the facets just blink, blink, blink. Blink, 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 like an awkward teenage girl trying to bat her eyes at somebody, right? Okay, I think we will do this one more red hasty, and then we will go to the larger crystal, the heart, the larger crystal, and then back down. Okay. Isn't it crazy how much like 1 millimeter makes a difference? Like, that's not it. Crystal, and I might even put 2 hearts, like facing each other, because I think that's pretty. Because when your hearts are open, the better communicator you are. That's for sure. That's something that my high school best friend, her mom used to say that all the time. Oh, I thought I dropped one of those. I was gonna be really sad. Okay. Does it need to be a bigger crystal in the center? Or are they too close together? I'm gonna try. The oh, that one is like pulling as it slides up. So I think no, I want like one of those. Yeah, I could do that, Heather. Let's see what it would look like. If I go bigger, Rosanna, I'm probably going to go to the 4. That was the 6mm. And like I said, we could even use the 4mm crystal on this strand so that it is the same size as the heishi, or we can just leave it with the timies. We could go to the if we go to the 4mm, it's gonna start with the heishi, then or with the crystal. Then we could do 3. Next 4mm bag, and then 3. I was also thinking, oh, should we put daisy spacers between those? But I kind of just want the beads and the crystals to shine. Do you like it better with the larger ones? I kind of do. I think it looks better. If I weren't trying to keep it light and bright, I'd probably put a black spinel. I might still do that if I have enough. I think I ordered extras of those, so 1, 2, 3. I swear sometimes, Heather, we are like the same brain. Is it a Heather thing? I don't know. But that was a good idea. It lets the Jasper do its own thing for a minute. All right, one more section. So we have an odd number because that's what I prefer. And then trying to decide if I want. No, there needs to be a crystal between this and the heart. the heart. I mean, we could even go with the big Mama Jama if we wanted to. Like so. Or where's an 8mm? That's 10mm still. That's the same. Oh no, this isn't the big one. This one is. Or I have. No, I don't like the round one. I like the bike one. If we do a bike one. I don't know. I think the 4mm looks better than the 6mm. If I had one that came, well, that looks okay. I don't know. I'm going back and forth, back and forth. Hi, Kathy. Yeah. Okay. Then I think I'm going to leave that there. And then go back to the pattern. I might not need as many as I have strung on this other side. This is starting to look a little long. So we may only need 3 on either side. I think that it's 5 is definitely too much. I don't know if 4 is as well. I haven't even touched this. Yeah, I think 3 on either side may be more than enough. Where's the first strand? Right here. We might only need 2. I can't tell. Get out of my way, please. You too. I will probably use the same chain now. Okay, so if I do, yeah, because this is too big. If I only do 2, then it's too small. Let me go ahead and cut this here. That'll be enough string for both, for this and the last strand. Because we'll take this off. And we'll take those off. Where does that leave us? That's better. The last 2, we either go back to the itty bitty crystals and just put a 4mm one in between the heart. like one heishi too much on either side. I use leather. So I did this one. I did this. It's not glued, so I haven't cut it yet, but I did this bracelet. And I did this bracelet. And now we're just trying to figure out this. I'm going to have another one of these over here. So there'll be this strand and then another strand like that. Or I make one of these the center and then we're fine. And just have one of these. And then the hearts could be on either side of the larger rhinestone right there, which is what I'm thinking. This has a loop on it right here. There's no clamshell. This is just chain. I directly connected it to the chain. So there will be a little bit, well, the original idea was there will be a chain that then comes together from like the side together at the closure, and I will take all three pieces of chain and put them on the same jump ring, do the clasp, do the same thing on the other side, just in the opposite direction. And I just spotted my, oh, I'm so happy. Oops, sorry. Found the jump rings. Okay. So I think I am going to make this the center. I think that's going to make it the easiest. So with this still there, I'm going to go ahead and just restring the pattern I already have. We'll just split it up. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just split it up. It'll be perfect. We'll just split this in two. A little red guy. And we can lengthen this much easier than we could lengthen the other. With the rest of the itty bitty. Then a big flashing agate, a crystal, these three. Oh, that's why there wasn't a crystal in between all of these. But I kind of like it that way. I like this with the crystal every other. A lot. So that's what I'm going to do for this one. I just really like the way it looks. So we'll have our bling on the outside of the top and bottom strand. We're just going to do 2 groups on either side. So we will put this little guy on. And then we can slide it on like so. No, it needs to end with a little one. Just a little crystal or a little bead? That's the question. No, I don't like the crystal. It needs to be a little bead. So let's do another grouping of 3 and just to end off at the little guys. If Tessie has any questions, all right, Heather. For a tassel, yeah, you probably could do that. Thank you guys for answering her questions while I'm putting this together. I really, really appreciate it. Otherwise, this will be a 5-hour video. And it's already 3, so I want to finish this up and call it a day. I know that I just completely rewrote the script. I apologize for that. Yes, I think if you use the thread and brought it together and knotted it, it would look just fine. It would look good, not just fine. I hope you didn't take that negatively. That wasn't my intention. I'm missing a stacker somewhere and it's like driving me crazy because I know everything that I'd want to finish this with would be just fine. I'm probably just gonna pull this one off. Go right there. I don't understand why they didn't design this with a hole through the rhinestone like they did on the middle one. I just wish they had done so. Okay, now, other side. We'll probably just use a safe, while I won't repeat the pattern, I probably will use a slate blue center for the other side too. And then, like I said, we can do the red in the center with a heart on either side of the rhinestone. 1, 2, 3, rhinestone, another bluish green. Yes, yes. Yeah, I like that better. Almost done the gold one. I had you in mind when I was planning this. The day I didn't like get down to the nitty gritty of what the pattern was all going to be, but I had you in mind, Cassie. That's why I made this will be 3 very different bracelets. Okay. So we're good there. Then for the center row, I'm thinking, I'm gonna not pull off the last one there. I'm gonna go this way, pull this through, put the heart on the other side, and now the heart sit around that center stone perfectly. It worked itself out. Took a minute to get there, but I feel like this is the best solution, right? I was like, Rosanna, you don't wear makeup, but you have a video on how to put on a... I love that. The hearts go around it perfectly. Could I sneak a baby crystal in between them? Yes, I could. Let me just see, because you know I have to check. I have bead FOMO. It would just tie. Oh, damn it, Heather. That was great. It's okay. I'll fix it in a minute. Heather, you had other strands attached to you, dear. Oh my goodness. Where did my clip go? How did I do that? You stay there. You're not allowed to fall off anymore. The only reason I'm thinking about having a bicone in the middle of this is just kind of, nope, I like it better without. Nope. Just the heart. I like the way the heart looks on either side of that center crystal. I think it looks really pretty, but I don't know why I don't have a crystal between these Heishis and the hearts. So add that, middle row figured out. Okay. I probably won't need 3 repeats of the on the middle one unless I add more, which I absolutely can. Mm. 2, 3, baby crystal. We might just need the 3rd repeat. I just measured it up against the other strand on the side I didn't pull out. And I think 3 is going to cap it pretty and make it the same length. Yeah, that's nearly perfect. But I don't mind if the outer strand is a little bit longer because it will lay nicely on the wrist, even if it is. Okay, clip this one, fix that one, do the third strand. Can't believe I did that. I mean, I can believe it. It's me. But I'm like little Miss Calamity Jane over here all the time. I feel like. That's okay. It's one of my favorite musicals. So, you know. Where's the little? I picked that. I think that might be too dark. No, it's okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm not following any kind of pattern. Well, there's a pattern, but not a color pattern, I mean. I'm just picking up what's there unless it's a color I just use. That's the only, like... Okay. So, I have that. I have this. I might still, maybe not. This still seems just a little bit longer. Just like the beads themselves. So, do I take one off of each? I might need to take one off on either side. Which messes with my pattern, but it'll be okay. Yeah. No, now it's too small. Oh, wait, these aren't tight. I put it on, it's too much. I take it off, it's too little. I don't know. I think until I crimp these, I'm not going to know for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and crimp this second one. I'm going to use the same chain since we're, well, am I? Or do I want to mix it? Just for a little bit of texture difference. Yeah, I think I want to, just for the texture difference. I think it'll be kind of cool to have with Chinese water chain. But I want to direct connect it. So I don't want to use this jump ring to attach it, but I might use it later. Okay. So let's start by clipping that, getting my crimp tubes that I set out right here. Put the water chain on. Thank you. I don't think any of us, wait. You didn't use eyeliner. My daughter keeps pushing me to use an eyebrow pencil because what I do, which, you know, this might ick some people out, but I licked my eyebrow pencil and put it in eyeshadow, and that's how I do my brows. It always has been. I wasn't taught by anybody. I don't have patience for all the like crazy contouring people are doing now. I don't understand the need. Like, do you not want to look human? Not, I mean, if contouring's your thing, that's great. It's just not. Never has been or never will be because it keeps changing. First it was you put blush on the apples of your cheek, and now they're saying no, you take it. It's just a whole lot of it changes. Just like baby sleeps on the back. No baby can sleep on the belly. No, the baby has to sleep on its back. Nope, now the baby needs to sleep on their side. It changes all the time. So, okay. So now that those are both cramped. Yes, that looks perfect. It's great. Okay, yes. We already know what we're going to do for the third strand, so I'm going to go ahead and crimp this and clip that. I need I don't want to waste paint, but I think it's going to be easy if I just. You can still untangle it for me, and I'll use it later. I don't know how much chain we're going to use. So I will just, did I go into a big or a big one? So I want to keep that the same. What I mean by a big or a little is that some of these links are oval, some of them are round. And I went into the oval part on the other side of this. Okay, where are you? There you are. And I will just pop this, the other end of the chain onto there, go back through the crimp tube. Oops. You do, when using the crimper and stuff like that, you do want to make sure that you're keeping your loop sizes pretty much the same. If you are having a little bit of an issue like I did with the Heishis at first, I was just going to, like, if I put them back on and they wouldn't have worked, I would have just increased the loop size on the middle strand just to give me that little bits of space on either side, or room. Yeah. So they would stay similar. Okay. I don't want this to be stiff though. That's way too stiff. Okay. Although crimp. Yeah. There we go. And clip it. Perfect length for an infinity length. Left over and the scrap. Perfect length. Okay. Let's do this one up. It's a very long strand. I'm going to use part of this for the third strand, as well as probably, oh crud. Okay. To try to figure out. I'm going to try to eyeball it with this one because I don't have anything. I don't want to take the clasp off of this one yet. So I just cut a couple of inches because I don't think we'll need any more than that. If we do, that row will get a larger jump ring. Okay, pull that up, give a little bit of space, go in and flip. Gotta be careful that you don't squish your chain in here, especially if you're crazy like me and want itty bitty loops. Just be careful of that. Come down, I put my cutters right where I want it to pull. I pull so I get as close as I can. All right. Uh-oh, this got tangled around it. Ooh, there we go. I don't know if I can get this one done there at this point. No, it's there. Okay, one more strand and we are, uh-oh, did I mess up? No, it's okay. Okay. Thought I did something wrong. All right, one more piece we have right here. Clip one side. Well, let's put it through first. Go ahead and clip this side. We'll figure out. I'm going to have to guesstimate on this chain too. But it's okay because I save all of my extra chain, even if it's one link, which I have used in other projects. But I'm going to need this too. I can't have it attached to both sides because I've got to have it attached to both sides of the first and the third row, so that won't work. So I am, however, going to cut the same amount of this chain on either one. That one. Nope. Down one, I think. I think it's going to be that one right there. This is easier than going through and counting it. Yep, that's exactly where I cut it. Okay. So hold on to that. Grab my cutters and cut the little circle connecting them. Okay, there we go. That one's off. Okay, cramp tubes. I thought I poured out enough for. Maybe I didn't. Cramp tube, chain. And if I seriously needed it, I could always just add an extra jump ring any point along this and it'll be okay. Like if I had to put an extra jump ring on it, wouldn't I could just put an extra jump ring on all 3 strands and have those jump rings be the connection point rather than one jump ring that all of the chains go into before the clasp. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's not like there are plenty of ways to fudge a little bit of length on a jewelry project. I learned that from Wendy Whitman. I was talking and I just messed up that curve because I cut it at an angle. My fault. It's okay. My cutters always seem to go dull so fast, and I don't understand why. I don't do anything ridiculous with them. I cut wire string, like I don't chain. Okay, I gotta watch this now. Don't try to do it. That's what I did. From tube went at an angle. This is what. So and if you wanted to, you did want to keep this all red jasper, you could just get some faceted smaller jasper and have those on the outer strand. I just wanted to use more of what the box had to offer is all. And I'm trying to put these up in Bargain Bead Box as soon as I'm done with them, so that A, I don't forget, and B, I don't have to scramble later. Plus, hopefully it will get me some more viewers if they like what I'm making with the box. So, I think I'm going to do the 2 large ones on the outer strands. 2 different colors. So in this one, I'm going to do like a gold color. Will you please just go on the string? Thank you. Oh, those two are pretty close to the same color. I don't want that. I don't know what this is. It is an itty bitty little like spacer ridged pumpkin bead. That's so little. I've never seen a pumpkin bead that small before. Did I use all the good colors on the other side? Not good colors, but like, here's a purple. I feel like I've got all greens and browns and mustards on this bottom row. Well, I guess I only have a couple on the top too. Okay, I gotta find the rest of my eyelash and jasper. Or agate. One more on this side. Put it through the bar. I was gonna do it with the two bracelet bars, but the double heart thing came up, and then I was like, ooh, wait a second. This looks like it's got a big gap in it. Does indeed. Crimp covers to the rescue. Dang it. Your friend may come back later and restrand that middle route. That was the easiest row to strand, so I don't mind it, but it's driving me batty. So, when giving yourself space, make sure you don't give yourself too much space. Oh my goodness. Fill in the bead, please. Crystal, one last one. Do this yellow, reddish, green color. It has all those colors in it. Come on. Big mustard green or mustard color. A bit of crystal. The grayish blue one hiding right here, so we'll throw that one on. I just don't want to make you all watch me restring that middle strand because I've already kept you for much longer than normal. Yeah, that's a pretty sizable gap. At least an eighth of an inch, which makes a big deal. Even though I used to not think that it would. I've since learned the error of my thinking. Okay, This is the last one on this strand. Where did the hole go? Come on. There you are. If I could get my beading wire to go in this little bitty bead. I think I'd shy away from using them, but nope. I like the itty bitties too much to not use them. I thought I pulled the crimpy out for this side too. I probably did. I'll find it in the crystal. Oh, there it is. I need to clip this off though and measure the chain on the other side so I can trim it. Okay, flip this upside down without. That's not working the way I want it to. I want to use gravity, but it's a tip bit. Okay, right there. We're going to cut this little center one. And then I'm going to put these on the wire and cut. So, make my life easier. These little round links are that tiny. They're hard to clip. Come on. Really? Where'd you go? How did it only have that? This is why I don't do multi-strands. This right here is why I don't do multi-strand projects. They drive me crazy. I like to make a bracelet and then make another bracelet. Worry about the bracelet being the right size individually. Goodness. Sorry, y'all. I just I know, and I only made 3, Gracia, and I have like 2 other designs in my head that we'd be here all damn day, so I'll save them for tomorrow. But, yes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting done right now. That's why I'm not restringing the center strand right now. I'll save it for later. surprised so many of you are still here. Okay, there we go. Just know, this might not lay right to start off with. Okay, so I need to see if these are even anywhere near the same length. I don't think they are. I think my Chinese water. No, they're pretty darn close. Well, I did good with that part. Oh my goodness. Jump rings. I think I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna make them out of 18 gauge. As long as I can find it quickly. Otherwise, I'll do 20 and change them out later. I will probably just do 20 and change them out later. These aren't bad. This would be okay, actually. My pliers are in my fluid. I need to find out what Steve did with my giraffe thing on the box. Handle covers. I'm going to do step 1s, and I'm going to knock out some step 2s just so that I have size options. Unless it's the tips of my plier. It's not even like the whole plier. It's just those little tips of the cutters that we have to use to get into places. There's got to be a way to like do that without charging us an arm and a leg. Looking at this, I'm probably going to need these larger ones, unless I put the little ones on the end of each chain and then join those together. And I would only do that if I needed more room, which I won't know because the middle strand needs to be redone. Unless it lays perfectly, and then I'll grab some crimp covers off screen, of course, or offline, of course. Oh, I haven't cut this yet. Shoot. Again, I won't know if those are the right length until I fit the center where it just happens to the jump rings. Right there. Okay. Oh, this strand. This strand. This strand. I'm only going to go that far because I want to measure it. Make sure that to make sure that I don't need to add. There's way too much water chain on here, but I'm not going to cut it right now because, well, we know. Sound like a damn broken record over here. Okay, then I'm going to take a third jump ring, just whatever jump ring I have right here. One of these quote unquote oval jump rings. There. There. Bracelet. Mandrel. So currently it's sitting perfectly where I'd want it. Crimp covers it is. Hi, Lynn. I'm sure. It's okay, Tina. Oh, there you go. I don't blame you. I would, yes, I am challenging myself. I do like the way that they go. Do you see how they, like, taper down to the chain on the back of the wrist? It's the perfect size. So I'll just be putting crimp covers over the crimps, which are like, Cassie, I don't know if you've seen crimp covers yet, but they look like little baby Pac-Man. And you put them around the crimp and close it up. And because it's over the top, it takes this from like a 2mm bead to a 3 or 4mm bead, depending upon how long you do it. But yes, I did chop. Oh, I have it inside out. I didn't even have it on the nice way. Oh, now the chain got all tangled because I didn't do that. There we go. Yes. So we made a multi-strand. We made a leather knotted project. We made a stringing project with a charm. 3 completely different kinds of bracelets, even though this is stringing the center part and everything else, but doesn't the heart look so good? Do you guys agree that I should have, that was the way to go? I just love how the hearts fit around that center stone much better than I did any of the bicones. I like that so much better. So I'm happy that I sat here for a few seconds, was like, oh, I'm gonna restart. But it was the best bet. I think it was the best look. I like all the colors. I think it's really pretty. I'm excited. I have others, so we may do round 2 tomorrow night. But I'll have, or tomorrow morning, depending upon how I feel. If I get enough of this done before tomorrow, then we can go tomorrow morning if I'm feeling up to it. Otherwise, I'll save it for tomorrow night. But, see, Cassie? Thank you, Cassie. You thought you hurt or offended me or the community, and you didn't, because look at, oh, Mylin, I'd be pissed. Goodness gracious. Yes, so thank you, Cassie. You did, in fact, challenge me. Well, you didn't challenge me, but I took it as a challenge of the right kind. So, dude, I would be so mad. Ugh. You're welcome. I really didn't mind. I did say, well, it can't be just another necklace if I make bracelets. But it's true. You could do the same thing with that, with the same kind of bar, and even just do the chain up, and then that's when you wear with the backless dress or shirt, whatever it is, with like a crystal at the very bottom of it that like goes down your spine a little bit. Yes. just the chain, just that one bar. Beautiful. But I hope that you had a wonderful rest of your day, and that I will see you tomorrow, whether it's tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. If it is tomorrow morning, unless Bethy needs me to pop on early, it'll be at my normal time. But until then, and as always, guys, love ya. Happy beading.